Hi, I'm Nic Natarella with AdWise Creative. So, what equipment do you need to start a YouTube channel? Very good question. A lot of people think there's going to be a huge upfront investment. Well, there can be, but there doesn't have to be. You could really get started for free, and I'll show you how next. Now, by the end of this video, you're going to see that there's, a camera and lighting and sound effects and a few ancillary things that you might need to pay for. But for the most part, chances are you're going to be able to get away with doing all of your first set of videos for free, probably with equipment you already have. So let's dive in. Obviously, if you're going to be shooting YouTube videos, you need some form of a camera. Well, they can range anywhere from free. Yeah, there are a few free cameras out there, mainly because, well, it's not exactly free, but you've already paid for it. This guy right here in your pocket. Start right here. There's no reason why you can't start with your smartphone. Jump on that smartphone and start taking videos anywhere and everywhere that you're legally permitted to. Don't get too weird, okay? So start off with your own videos and we'll just take this procedure the entire way. There are some cameras now on your phones that are probably better than a lot of professional cameras out there. And they're in a battle to get better and better and better. I believe the biggest race right now that nobody's talking about is who's going to come up that's going to be the first smartphone to shoot a feature film. Mark my words, somebody's going to do it here real soon, and it's going to totally blow the doors off the entire camera industry. For lighting, there are some very simple setups that you can do right now in your very room. First of all, I'm pretty sure you're gonna have a window somewhere. Using just natural sunlight through the window is gonna be a great advantage and a great money saver. One thing that you might want to invest in that would certainly help a little bit with that, instead of being in front of the light and having a really harsh shadow, because the sun can give you a really sharp shadow, buy a translucent shower curtain. Hang that over your window. It just softens the light. It'll just soften it a little bit to not give you these really sharp shadows and stuff like that. And it gives you a little bit more dimension. $5, $7, $10, real easy investment to make. And when you're done, you just take it down. No big deal. Plus, you get an extra shower curtain just in case you need one. But it's a really simple trick. Another thing you can do that will kind of give you the same effect without the $10 investment, go outside and shoot under a tree. Get the shade to do that little softening for you. You've still got bright light because it's in the middle of the day, but you won't have the sharp shadows because the shadow will be falling on you, the shadow from the tree, but you're not gonna see like leaves and stuff like that. Don't get under the area where you got like bright little patches all over you. That would not be the good place to stand. But it kind of mimics the shower curtain look when you're in solid shadow during a very, very bright day. The light, you still have plenty of light to permeate and light you up. And again, it's all free. But I understand some people just have to get some equipment involved. I gotcha. There's one quick lighting effect that dates back all the way to the Dutch masters that you can probably do with a light on your end table. It's called the Rembrandt effect. And what you're getting at is you want to set the light a little bit over here, somewhere between 30 and 45 degrees to you. And what it's going to do is if you look at, just real quick, go to Google and type up Rembrandt. Just type Rembrandt and you'll get a whole bunch of his portraits. Now look at the portraits, look at the faces themselves. They're being lit pretty flatly. It's right down into here. Not a sunlight type of thing, but almost directly off to the side at a 30 to 45 degree angle. And it's casting a shadow on the far side of their face. And they've turned their heads just a little bit and they end up with a little triangle of light right here on their cheek. That has become known as the Rembrandt effect, or the Rembrandt technique for lighting. Either way, it's a really subtle effect. It takes only one light. And again, like I said, use a three-way bulb, just in case you need a little extra higher or something like that. You try it at night too. You could set it just a little bit off to the side, outside of the camera shot, and still get those shadows, and especially look for that little triangle. They tend to turn their torso a little bit and turn this way and you'll see a little triangle of light, then you know you've nailed it. Very simple effect, very dramatic, cinematic effect. I've even seen a couple of Facebook ads that they're starting to use this effect. It's very, very, very eye-catching and so simple to do. Try it, experiment with it, play with it. And again, you probably can use a lamp right there in your living room. So does some of this kind of surprise you? Does it catch you off guard that you could get so far between lighting and cameras for free? Is there somebody else you know that's trying to start their YouTube channel? Send them this video, share it with them, tag them down below, get them to see this so they know that they can save a lot of money too. Now when it comes to editing, yes, you're going to have to edit your videos. Chances are you've got something preloaded on your phone right now that you can use. If you're shooting with this, you can probably edit with this. There's tons of software out there in the app stores, already preloaded. Depending on what you like, feel free to download one and start playing with it. You're gonna get the feel. If you've never edited video before, you're gonna get the feel for editing video. The operation, the procedure, a lot of it is very, very simple. They're going to have the video down at the bottom with your audio track. As long as you're starting to see the results, that's pretty much the interface for just about every video editing software. You can take that skill and that perception to whatever software you ultimately want to use. Now, you'll also notice they've got a whole bunch of filters and stuff like that. You can give it this look, that look, the blue look, the pink look, the blah, blah, blah. That's called color grading. If you get into really deep into video editing, that's called color grading. So you're already experimenting with it. And quite frankly, color is one of those things that just blows my mind. I'm gonna stick with presets, thank you very much, when it comes to color grading. I get it, but I don't get it. So try that out, get used to it, because when you upgrade to software, you're going to already be familiar with the principles and the look. You might not know the keyboard combinations to achieve it, but you know what you're going for because you've already seen it. And that puts you way ahead of the game. Now, speaking of software, would you believe there are some really, really hardcore Hollywood grade software out there for free? You can get, and I know I harp on this all the time, you can get DaVinci Resolve for free. That is, well, the DaVinci Resolve version. There's also DaVinci Resolve Studio. DaVinci Resolve Studio is only $295 one time. You get a lot more bells and whistles, probably a bunch of bells and whistles you're not going to need for business videos, for talking head videos, or something like that. But there are a couple extra features you might like. Now, DaVinci Resolve has got a mess of stuff on it. Everything from a whole media palette to a cut page and an edit page. There's motion graphics, there's color grading, there's an entire audio panel, not to mention probably another 50 ways to export and render your video. That's a lot of buttons, trust me. But for what you're doing, you'll probably need 1% of that. But man, oh man, oh man, when you want to talk about making that leap from your phone to a desktop system, that's a really great way to go. Now, there's all kinds of software out there that you can purchase and buy and rent and stuff like that. There are monthly subscriptions. How do you want to pay for it? How do you not want to pay for it? However you want to do it is certainly up to you. Just about all of this software has all the exact same features, but they probably call it something different, or it's under a different menu, or the actual steps to employ it may be slightly different, but all those features are in all the software. Which one works best for you? They all probably have a free trial as well. So if you want to kick the tires of DaVinci Resolve, well, first of all, get DaVinci Resolve. You can play with it all you want. It's free. There's DaVinci Resolve. There's Adobe Premiere Pro. There's Final Cut. There's Final Cut Pro. All those softwares out there probably start with a free 1 week or 2 week trial. Kick the tires, see which one works for you. Try the one that you like. Okay, and stick with that particular one. You're going to be surprised how much you're going to achieve with some of these very, very powerful programs. And again, I can't believe that DaVinci Resolve starts out for free, and it's a Hollywood caliber program. Not a bad place to start. And there are tons more that you can possibly get for your phone. Now, truth be told, I never used my phone for video editing because I've been doing multi-track editing for 20 years. It was not a hard shift for me to go from audio to video. There are just a few extra tracks. Now, those few extra tracks do a completely, totally different world of difference, but the actual principles behind multi-track editing and doing that kind of stuff, I was already comfortable with for 15, 20 years. That's why I never really saw videos on my phone. But get started there and the world is your oyster. You can go in a million different directions from there. And now, you can't have a video without a thumbnail, right? Because trust me, you don't want to go with YouTube thumbnails. They're going to pick that one frame in the entire video where you're like in between words or something or whatever. Don't go with that one. Make a custom thumbnail, and you can do that for free. We're all about free around here. In Canva. I'm sure you've heard of Canva over at canva.com. And they have all kinds of templates to start with. I've even taken a few of their paid templates, and just built them on my own. It's a really great way, and plus it's a great exercise to, if you can reproduce a paid one for free, you'll learn a lot more about the program. You really will. Give that a try. Now you've got everything you possibly need to start your YouTube channel, all the way from a camera to lighting to editing software, all the way to your thumbnails. And we got through it without spending a dime. Oh, sorry. $10 on a shower curtain. Another great resource for you to get started with your YouTube videos. A friend of mine Nate Woodbury wrote A Hero's Guide to Influence on YouTube. Get this book. Click the link down below and order it. You just pay for shipping and printing. There's no profit to me, no profit to Nate. This is the book that will get you through all that editing stuff, all the lighting stuff, all the equipment that you could possibly need. He even talks about tripods and lighting sources and recorders and backup recorders. This covers all of that and a bunch of other stuff to get your YouTube channel started in the right direction before you even press record. So click the link below and get your copy today. I'm Nic Natarella. Thank you for watching. I hope this helped.